What's up, guys? MD here, and today I have this early Link Strike starter deck here. Almost said structure, so I'll use opening structure decks a day early here. Now, if you guys see these in stores, in your local card shops, stuff like that, I recommend you pick them up ASAP because this is going to start selling out for a bit. Because though it's a starter deck, not only does it give us the first tools we need for the Link format, I gotta say, this is actually one of the best starter decks I've ever seen. Like, you get really amazing cards in here for a starter deck. Now, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying you get, like, broken amazing cards in general, but just from what you would expect from a starter deck, like, it goes far beyond that. So, before I go into the actual cards here itself, I figured it's time I showed you guys this playmat here. Now, normally these don't really matter, but for the first time, this actually matters, guys. Because it shows you where everything is now. It shows you where the new pendulum zones are. And right up here shows you where the extra monster zone is now. So, as I said, for the first time I think in ever, this actually kind of somewhat matters. Yay! So, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Whoops. Sorry about that. And right here is the starter deck. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up here. And we're going to go over some of the cards here. First off here, we get a Link Slayer, which is an ultra rare Cyverse Earth monster. If you control no monsters, you special summon him. And once per turn, you can discard up to 2 cards, then target that many spell or trap cards on the field, destroy them. So, not bad whatsoever. Pretty good card, actually. It's somewhat generic, but it works best in the Cyverse deck. And here we go, guys. Deco Talker. Now, again, this right here for a structure deck monster. I mean, structure deck, starter deck. I'm so used to structure deck. For a starter deck monster, he's actually pretty good. Not to mention, he's the most generic Link monster we're going to be getting for quite some time. So, it's 2+ effect monsters, so you need at least 2 effect monsters, and the others can be normal, if you want. It gains 500 attack for each monster in its Link zones. And when your opponent activates an effect that targets a card you control, you tribute a monster in that Link zone, negate the effect, and destroy that card. So, really, really good card here for a lot of decks that need to have Links in them. And by the way, for that, I recommend picking up Gofu, the Blackwing Gofu, because that's essentially a 1-card Deco Talker. You combine that with that, and I'm going to get to these in a second, but you combine it with Link Spider too. So you summon a Gofu from your hand, tribute one of the tokens to make your Link Spider. Wow, why did I say Spider? You tribute the Gofu, the Link Spider, and the other token to make Deco Talker. So right there, you just made a Deco Talker without wasting your normal summon. So I think that's really good too. And Link Spider only needs a normal monster, and most of the time the effect's not really going to matter. But for those of you who are curious, you special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand to that zone. So, not too bad there. But I'm going to go over these 2 cards here. We get Ram Clouder. Clouder, okay. I thought I mispronounced that, but I didn't, which is actually kind of weird. But, okay. You tribute a monster, then target a Cyverse monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use this effect once per turn. So, not too terrible. And we get Honeybots here, which requires 2 Cyverse monsters. Which stinks, because this would have been really good if the materials it needed was a bit more generic. But what can you do? Neither player can target monsters discard points to with card effects, and those monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. So basically, this is meant to go on your main monster zone when it's linked, and it's to protect your monsters that are pointed to. So that does it for the Link monsters and the higher rarity cards. So we get Bitron, Draconet. Basically, when you normal summon him, you special summon this adorable little guy right here. And this helps make all your Link plays. So we get a Galaxy Serpent, Mystery Shell Dragon, Beast King Barbados, Cyber Dragon, which I thought was pretty interesting that they had, Photon Thrasher, one of the pretty decent cards they have in here. So, especially with ABCs going to be spiking up in popularity again due to Link format. Because I know in OCG they're doing really well again, and there's already talk how they're going to be doing in TCG. And Photon Thrasher, at least for me, was always a little hard to get. So the fact that they include it in a starter deck was pretty interesting to me. Get Exarion Universe, Evil Swarm Mangorona, Modern Captain, Sangan. Curry Bandit, another one I was surprised I got in here. Because I know this wasn't a structure deck. So it's not really that much different. But still, for a starter deck to have a Curry Bandit, that's pretty good. Matter of fact, I'm going to separate all the noticeable cards, I feel. Alright, so we got a Marshmallow, card D, which, I mean, if this was back in the day, I would have put that here as a really good card, but not really so much now because you get that card everywhere. Got Rico Lightsworn Hunter, Battle Fader, Swift Scarecrow, and Effect Veiler. It's definitely going here because I was actually really shocked when Effect Veiler was announced for this. I was like, wow, that gets in this too? Dang. Alright, so we got a Sidnet Universe, Monster Reincarnation, Dark Hole, MST, Book of Moon, that's pretty interesting, Forbidden Lance, United We Stand, Pot of Duality was one I was really shocked at. We got Burden the Mighty, Supply Squad, Terraforming, a good one. So we got Jar of Avarice, Call to Haunted, generic stuff, Mirror Force, Torrential, Ring of Destruction. Now here's where it gets kind of interesting. Bottomless Trap Hole. It's a pretty good one. Compulsive Evacuation, Fiendish Chain, and not Dark Bribe. So, even though in general these cards may not seem too much, keep in mind too, this isn't even a structure deck, this is a starter deck. Normally the things that people don't even bother to look at. And we get all these cards here from a starter deck. It's like I said, this is actually one of the best starter decks I think I've ever seen, ever. And you get a lot of good cards in here that would normally cost, some of these cards would actually cost a couple bucks even, that's a common. So the fact that you could get them here is really good. Not to mention, once again, we get our first taste of the Link monsters. And it's as I said earlier, guys, I can't stress enough that this is going to be our most generic Link monster for quite some time. So, matter of fact, when I actually picked this up in my card shop, there was already only 2 left, and he ordered them like an hour previously to that. So, these sold really quickly, and they're gonna keep selling for quite some time. This is actually the first time I've seen starter decks sell crazy like this. So, there you guys go. That's just a little review of what's in the Link Strike starter deck. I'm so used to structure. But, as I said here, it's a really good starter deck. It's not one of those things where you want to pick up 3 of them and make a deck based off that. I mean, you could if you wanted to. I'm certainly not going to tell you not to, because I personally feel that when the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, you should have fun more than anything. But as far as competitive value goes, don't pick it up for the deck. Pick it up for the spare cards in there, like Decode Talker and all the other cards that I talked to you about. Alright, and that about does it for this video. So, I highly again, I can't stress enough, I highly recommend you get this when you see it, because it's going to be selling out for quite some time. This is a pretty popular thing right now. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And stick around next time. I'm trying my best to post a little more often, which I have been recently. And hopefully, if time allows it, I can keep that up. So, this has been Magician's Descendant, and I'll catch you duelists later.